よしよし問題が発生しました。
ジョアノフ・アカニストが最初のダンジョンを突破した。こんなことを続けさせるわけにはいかない。何をしたいですか？
本当にどうすればいいのか？ちょっと待って。これは私のお気に入りの部分です。
よし、
やれやれ、騎士を送れば問題は解決するだろう。
賢いボスだけど彼女は全く気づかないだろう。
So basically, Yoshi P killed me because I talked too much shit about Dontrell's writing. And until I get a letter from him that says otherwise, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, let's start the challenge. I'm Skyfisher, and for the last few months, I've been doing a challenge where I try to take no damage in Final Fantasy XIV. In the last episode, I took damage from a random encounter with Odin, where I asked all of you if you wanted me to continue the challenge. And as an overwhelming majority, you guys said yes. In fact, you guys said yes so much that you guys liked the comment more than the actual video itself. But there's a problem. I've said in every single one of my videos that I'm going to delete my character if I take damage. It's been in the thumbnail of every single video. So if I don't fulfill this promise that I've made, I would feel pretty shitty about it. So it's with a heavy heart that I have to do this. But what happens next is because of your votes. Okay. Let's do this. Please, for the love of God, let this work. I'm so sorry, Yoshi P. Hurry the fuck up. Please, please, please let this work. Please, Square Enix. And I waited for days. I waited for a lot longer than other people said that it takes to recover their account. But eventually, I got a blessed email from good old Square Enix. Greetings, Skyfisher. Square Enix support has received your request for the recovery of Joan of Arcanist. The challenge run continues. Alright, let's take a look at this theoretical run. Most of the rules are the same. It's basically a hardcore account. I can't use the market board, I can't trade with other players, and I can't use the mailbox. What's different now is if I take damage of any type, I have to restart what I'm doing. I'm also adding a rule that if I take damage in the overworld, it's kind of hard to restart what I'm doing in the overworld, so I'm just going to donate half my money to a random viewer, as I think a lot of the overworld encounters are really interesting with this rule set, and I kind of want to keep it going. That being said, let's get started. Alright, goal for today is we're getting past Tamtara Deepcroft somehow, which shouldn't be too bad, but I'm a little bit nervous about getting past this slimy motherfucker. But I think we really need to get some levels before we can make an attempt on the dungeon, which is why I'm back at the starting area doing level 5 Fate quests. Since the weekly challenge log doesn't care what level I am, as long as I'm doing Fates, I'm going to choose to do the ones that are safest and definitely the easiest, which brings us up to level 44. And now that I've done the challenge log for the week, I have to start grinding Levy quests. And boom, look at that XP. And taking a small break from my grind, I do some side quests and get some good materia out of it. And a new week means that we get another challenge log to get some more levels. We are now level 45. Level 46 is an absolute huge gear upgrade. We're going to get a new top, we're going to get a new hat, and we're also going to get a new weapon. We would also get some new hands, but I actually found a side quest that gives a pair of level 46 hands, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And after doing Levy quests and Fates for God knows how long, I decided that I'm going to finish up the level by doing a hunt log. And don't forget, we have a Discord where you can get up-to-date information on the challenge run. You would have actually found out about this level up about a month early. Shameless self-promote aside, it's time to craft some gear. First off, let's pick up these level 46 gloves. And first up we have a felt robe. We're going for the high quality version, get some nice intelligence, critical strike, and vitality boost. One down, let's work on the hat. Alright, and let's work on the weapon. Ooh. That's gonna be an issue. Well, the rosewood log isn't that big of a deal. I'm actually only one level off, so I can knock that out real quick. But armor, I'm only level 25, and I need to be level 42. Just give me a second. Let me knock out some levy quests and get this going. And after an hour or two, we're level 41, and we're able to make our cobalt ingots. I then go around using my hatchet to pick up some apples, and get level 41. Alright, and time for an upgrade. Book of Electrum. We're going for the high quality version. It has some pretty good vitality, good intelligence. Determination's okay, but you know, it's a good upgrade. I'm also able to craft a bracelet slot that I wasn't expecting. And after doing the essentials, adding materia, I think we're about ready to give this dungeon a try. Let's give it a first run. Starting off with just some human guards, some basic enemies, we're able to chain 2 mobs together. We're able to kind of melt through most of these enemies, just being able to pick them off pretty quickly and keep it moving. Luckily, this dungeon actually has mobs that are pretty close together, so I can actually pull 1 or 2 packs in a single shield, which is nice. Since in Satasha, I would have to wait almost every single time I wanted to fight something, just because the mobs were so far spaced together. Alright, so these are mini boss sections. Once I kill all 3 of these enemies, a mini boss is going to spawn. It doesn't have a crazy amount of HP, but if I use my shield too quickly, trying to kill these mobs, I won't have enough shield time to actually kill the mini boss without taking damage. One down, 2 more to go. Also, once again, thank you to everyone who's been subscribing. Y'all are absolutely awesome. Believe it or not, I made my first $100 on YouTube just a few days ago. Absolutely fucking crazy to me that it's even possible. So once again, thank you. And the second mini boss is the same as the first, but there's an extra imp, so we deal with it the exact same way, putting him to sleep. But I want you to take note on how the very first imp that I attack doesn't die in 1 hit. This is actually a really important number for us. We have to be able to one-shot these imps. And because that imp didn't die in 1 hit, I had to pop my shield early, and I actually almost don't have enough shield to make this fight work. In the comments section, let me know what your favorite book is. I'm looking for some new stuff to read. I pretty much read fantasy for the most part, but I will read other things as well if they look interesting. So if you have a favorite book in fantasy, I'll read or listen to the audiobook of basically anything from Brandon Sanderson to Lit RPGs. Doesn't really matter to me. Alright, so third mini-boss here is actually a little bit more complicated than the others. Unfortunately, I can't sleep all the imps at the same time, so I have to pop my shield early, which means once I get done dealing with the imps, I have to continuously delay 4 times so I can get my shield back, just continuously sleeping the cult member until I just kill him and then run to the very back of the stage, just to give myself a little bit of extra time before the mini-boss comes. By the time he gets to me, I'll have my shield back up and I can deal with him that way. And with the third mini-boss done, we interact with the last 2 orbs and we have ourselves the final boss. But before we actually do this boss, we need to get back our Aether Flow stacks, so I'm going to run back to the side chamber where I kept a few enemies alive, so that way I can get back my charges and my enhanced carbuncles. Alright, so the big takeaways for this boss fight. At 80, 60, and 30% HP, the boss is going to summon some imps, and he cannot take damage until those imps die. He's also going to spawn in mobs. We do not care about them whatsoever. Alright, here is attempt number 1 of this boss fight. Let's do it. Alright, that's pretty rough, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even get him past the 30% HP mark. He still had 2 imps, and I was out of shield. I obviously played that pretty poorly, right? Like, I still had both my carbuncles. I could have done range damage from them. Overall, not great. I need to figure out a plan on how I'm going to deal with this guy. I have to be able to kill those imps in a single GCD or off GCD. I am wasting far too much time. I just don't have enough shield time to make it work. Alright, let's try figuring out the first area, which is just doing more damage. Unfortunately, I can't actually get an accessory upgrade because all of the accessories for level 41 to 45 for me require a resource called Red Coral. And unfortunately, you can only get Red Coral from the Isles of Umbra. And there's also no side quests that give me any of these items as of the moment. So that means that all my accessories from level 40 to 45 are locked behind 113 main storyline missions. Actually, correction, it's not even level 41 to 45, it's actually all the way up to level 48 is the next time I can actually upgrade my equipment on the right side. And doing the challenge log again, I managed to hit level 47. I also make sure to go do side quests as sometimes they have great items. Also, holy shit guys, Square Enix has literally given me the greatest gift. Look at that shit. They gave me a jog button. Thank God, I'm so tired of running around so slow without a mount. And unfortunately, I don't actually have any footage of me making these new set of robes, but I made new robes, and I started grinding so that way I could hit level 48. And with this level 48, we're able to get our final accessory slot before we give the dungeon another try. So doing this fight is a little bit of RNG. We need a few things. We need to send Red Carbuncle in, as well as a longer Ruby cast, and I need both of them to crit. If both of those things happen and I get 2 crits, the first imp will spawn, and I need him to be in the close right corner. If he's not in the close right corner, then this does not work. If all of these things happen, I then have to play an absolute perfect game. And this is where the run came to a very big standstill. I was having the worst luck getting the RNG to work out for me how I needed it to. And when I did, sometimes it just wouldn't end up working out, since I actually have to dodge the very first attack the boss will do. But after messing around with it for a while, I don't know why I didn't think of this in the beginning, I was just able to run out of the arena to reset the fight itself. And as long as I was smart and I made sure to use my Aether Flow stack and get my carbuncles back, I could do it kind of indefinitely, relatively risk-free. And with that prep work, we eventually got the RNG that led us to this run. Please enjoy. And just like that, we were able to complete the second dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV without ever taking damage. Next episode, we're going to be taking on the third dungeon. After that, we have Ifrit. And if we can get past Ifrit, I think this run can go so far. I'm not even joking. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.